In 1969, a group of astronauts changed the world. They walked on the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
In 1972, our journey ended. We've never been back. 2010 begins a year of change. Private companies are working on next-generation spaceships. Governments are looking to go back to the moon and on to Mars. It's time to look up and dream again. It's time to push humans into the cosmos. It's time to educate and engage the planet. It's time for Spacevidcast.
Welcome to Spacevidcast for Friday, February 19th, 2010. My name is Benjamin Higginbotham. With me is a beautiful, lovely, wonderful, and talented Carrie Ann Higginbotham, and this is our post-show, pre-show, live show.
Are you talking?
I don't know. It's a show. Normally for a show, we have at least a timetable of kind of what we're going to cover, right?
Right.
At least a rough idea. It's not scripted, but it's something.
Right.
Well, I quite literally I flew in from Canada, got in the car, drove straight to the studio, went live. So we have nothing. We're just going to have a conversation with you guys. It's going to be this entire show is going to be much like a post show. And remember, if you like what you see, if you're like, hey, that was kind of a cool conversation that those guys had, sign up for Epic, because that's pretty much all Epic is, right? Go to spacevidcast.com/epic and grab a monthly or yearly subscription. If you don't like what you see, sign up for Epic anyhow, and then tell us what you think. Speaking of Epic, a quick state of Epic. You know, we're trying to get the live portion of Epic to be ad-free as well as the on-demand version. Right. Working as fast as we can. I'm hoping to have that done before STS 130 lands, because how cool would that be to have all that, the landingness without advertisements, no pre-roll, no anything, but no idea if that's going to happen. You guys like this, by the way? Wearing a collar? Look at this. I'm all snazzed up, right?
I know. I feel like
it's almost as if I was in a business meeting earlier today in Canada.
Schlubby.
Oh, wait, I was.
Schlubby compared to you right now.
There's really no space news. There's nothing, although I did want to show you guys this. Check this out.
You have to see this.
This is really cool. This is when SDL launched on Feb 11th, there's it goes supersonic, and as it's going through a sundog, you get this like supersonic wave that emits out from the center. It is really, really cool. Now, most of you space geeks have probably already seen this, mostly because, well, frankly, it has like 50 or 60,000 views in just a couple of days, so most space geeks have seen it. But we also slowed it down for you, which you probably haven't seen. So check this out. Here's the original. Watch this. Booyah! Yeah! Look at that! Oh, I love that.
It's like waves in water.
That's so awesome.
It's so crazy.
Now here's a slow motion version. I didn't do an extended slow motion, but here, 33% speed. Check this out. Look at that. That is just cool. I've not actually seen that recorded before. So that is just an epic shot. And you can get that at YouTube, and if you search for Sonic Boom meets Sundog, there's both a standard definition and a high definition version available. And we were joking earlier about, I don't remember what we were joking about, but Constellation.
But it was funny.
It was funny. It was getting called Canstellation. Did you have anything you wanted to cover in this particular?
Yeah, actually, SETI. You guys are familiar with SETI. It's the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
You got it?
So SETI.
Normally I don't drink during the middle of the show, but I consider this entire show to be post-show, so deal with it.
Anyway, so SETI, a lot of people thought that they were helping out SETI, which I was surprised to hear, because okay, let me back up.
There are kind of two SETIs.
Right. We went to Minicon 44 last year. It's here in Minneapolis, and it's pretty much exactly how it sounds. And Seth Shostak,
I think it's Shostak.
Seth Shostak was there, and he was talking about SETI, because that's what he does. And he was talking about how the SETI at home, I think somebody in the room mentioned that, has absolutely nothing to do with what he does.
Right. It's completely different organization. I didn't actually know that.
Right.
Until he mentioned that. I just assumed that SETI at Home was part of SETI.
Right, exactly. Because,
not at all.
Yeah, apparently no, not at all. Which I kind of felt bad because I'm like, we always have our PS3 set to that. You know, to like
right.
always default to that and whatever. And so here we are, thought that we were doing this really cool thing, and I mean it helps, but it doesn't help the SETI. Yeah, the SETI isn't part of SETI. It doesn't help SETI, the organization, the official organization SETI. It helps the Berkeley. Is it Berkeley? SETI?
Yeah,
okay.
So, yeah.
Anyhow, but now SETI, the actual SETI, not the Berkeley SETI, the real SETI. Really?
No, keep going.
Okay, just checking. Has opened it up for anyone and everyone to help out, and you can find it on SETIquest.org.
So SETI's open source now.
Yeah.
You could have just said SETI's open source now. I just got dagger eyes. Wow. I'll be over here for the rest of the show. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, I thought so.
But what are they open sourcing? The source code itself?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you join,
I assume so.
because they're calling it a quest, which I think is great. If you're a software developer, they've got specific things they're asking for that. Digital signal processing geek, data parsing or gaming geek, or if you're just a fan of radio astronomy. So there's a bunch of different ways to kind of donate your time or donate your skills towards SETIquest, and I thought that was very cool.
And you guys posted the link in the chat room, which is also
Yes.
very cool.
Yes, you can also donate and share and tweet and Facebook and Flickr and the whole nine. You can do all of it. So.
And by the way, Space USMC, I sleep on the couch every night.
Every night.
I'm always in trouble in one way or another because what you see on the show is exactly how I'm like in real life. So you can just be guaranteed that I did something wrong. You know, one thing I wanted to point out is if you look in the graphic, like right over here, right there, check that out.
Right here?
Space, right there. Space up in 8 days, I think. I'm pretty sure I did that math right.
It's the 27th and 28th of February.
I should have said 8-ish days.
8-ish days?
8-ish days.
Space up. Anyway, yeah, the NASA man actually won. He won a free ticket to Space Up, which is very cool.
So is the NASA man actually going to make it?
No, unfortunately
There's a little bit of an irony there.
Yeah, yeah, which is kind of sad because that would be very cool to have you there. But it is cool that he won, at least. And I'm sure you're going to get swag off of that, for sure.
Yeah, speaking of, keep talking. We have some swag I want to show you guys.
Okay. Well, in any case, so Space Up is the first unconference for space. I can't even believe this is going like this. Anyway,
it's a post show. It's a post show.
It's a post show. It's just it's a post show. It's a post. Anyway, this is really great actually because for all the people who don't sign up to Epic and they're wondering what the post shows are all about if they don't see them, now
this is it.
This is pretty much it.
It's like a pre-epic-y thing.
It's like
Did
a
you
something
see any
something.
Of this stuff?
No, I haven't. But wait, just give me a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So okay, so Space Up is the first unconference for space. So everyone who goes is expected to speak in some manner. There's Ignite talks going on Saturday night.
You want to explain what an Ignite talk is?
An Ignite talk I tried last week, and apparently I can't. I can't.
It's a very short time talk.
Everyone who does an Ignite talk gets a presentation. You have 5 minutes and 20 slides. Can somebody confirm that for me? It's like
something like that.
Something like that. Like every 20 seconds you get a new slide or something along those lines. And so it's like a huge presentation, but it's like shrunken down. And so you pretty much have to get up there and didn't somebody call it public speaking karaoke? Something like that?
Yeah.
Right?
That's what Chris called it actually on the show. If you want more information on what that is, there's actually an interview with Chris. It's Chris, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Chris Radcliffe.
Was it 2 shows ago, I think?
I want to say yes.
It's like 305,
305.
I think. Spacevidcast 305.
Right in
and
there.
You can actually learn a lot more about Space Up, and that was right as the Constellation, which I learned tonight. Good, thank you, Quantum G, for that. Constellation was getting announced. So, that whole show I think is actually a really interesting show. Yeah, do you have more? Space Up, we're going to be there, and we're going to broadcast as much as we can. I actually have It's going to be fun because I don't know if San Diego has it. I've got now a Verizon MiFi to broadcast this thing. I've got a Sprint Overdrive, which is a 3G, 4G box. I've got the AT&T Express Card spiely thing. I've got my Android phone, which has a little MiFi adapter, which means I have all 4 major networks in the U.S.
And we
ready
probably
to
won't
go.
be able to get any of them.
I know, that's the beautiful thing.
Oh well, we will be in the San Diego Space History Museum. I
Yeah.
can never remember what exactly that's called, but it's going to be in San Diego, California. It should be a lot of fun. We are, like Ben said, we will be streaming as much of it as possible. And I know a couple of you guys are going to be out there, so it'll be great to see you guys. And GLXP is going to be there.
The Palm's going to be there.
Yes, the bomb, as
Palm.
it were. And then there's a couple, who else? There was somebody else. Oh, Unreasonable Rocket's going to be there. Mast in Space, at least, a couple people from.
Wicked's not going to be there, right?
No, I don't believe Wicked's going to be there. No, Wicked is going to be there.
Wicked is
but
there.
I don't know if Dave's going to be there.
Okay.
That's what
that's
it
right,
was.
that's right.
Anyway, so it's very, very
QG.
cool.
They're
It should be
playing
fun.
with it. We added some new things into the chat room. Actually, another one good is that one. All right, so I wanted to show you guys this and meet us at Space Up. And by the way, after Space Up, we've got South by Southwest and then ISTC 2010, so that's pretty cool. You guys remember the STS-130 live coverage we did? We had Jason on the air, and this part wasn't archived because we only archived the actual launch part of it from Team 9 to ET7.
You don't need to see us talking more about
Right,
it.
right. So we archived the cool part, but he was showing off things like the cheater handbooks that the media get, like the Space Handbook. Well, he sent us a bunch because Jason is just that awesome, and so now we have got a box full of this stuff. Check I was pulling some of it out, right? So here's the STS-117 spaceflight notepad. I've got the STS-130, which is the one he was at.
And
spaceflight
they're
notepad.
literally called Reporter Spaceflight Notepad.
Right, I mean,
that's the name of these things. And
they're-
it's complete cheater and there's areas in the back for notes, which is kind of fun.
It's got past missions.
I mean, you name it. Yeah, mission facts. There's
mission facts for STS-42.
yeah.
Miles traveled, approximately 3,359,830 statute miles. Orbits of Earth, 129. I know, isn't this cool? So I think what we're going to end up
look at
doing,
this.
we need to give some of this stuff away, actually.
This
what
is
needs to happen.
You guys probably can't see this, but this is the configuration of the ISS.
Wait, let's see if we can. Let's see how badly this is going to be.
It's gonna
Oh,
be
that is
pretty
really
bad.
cool.
It's really cool.
Let's see how.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
It's
I mean, you
blurry.
can't really focus, but you get the idea.
Oh, shadow. There you go. Yeah, general concept. Out of focus.
But it's really cool in
Yeah, so-
focus. When it's
so-
focused, you can,
Those are the pads, right? And then we've also got these really cool stickers. So we've got little stickers. Here's a little itty bitty. You won't be able to see that, but here's like a bigger LRO sticker. There you can see that, right? And there's the mini version of that. So I have a feeling. Look at that. Actually, you want to know the sticker I am going to keep, and I'm not going to be giving away because this was really.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was post show.
It is post. This was my personal favorite event of ever for Spacevidcast, and it was also, by the way, our largest, the one with the biggest ratings. This is the Phoenix Lander
That was very cool.
sticker. So I have a feeling that's going to be going right there.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, covering up that
Pretty
logo.
much.
So LRO, check this out. You want to hold that one up? It says on the bottom.
Oh, he actually signed this
It's
too.
an actual signature. Yeah.
All right, so John Harrington, STS-113, picture of him that he signed. You can tell when you shine it in the light, you can tell that he actually signed that, which is very cool.
Oh, Vax is going to like this next one.
Oh, that is so neat.
This is cool. The problem is I don't want to give some of this stuff away. Check this out. Vax, this one's for you. I do deserve this Phoenix sticker, Will Jeffrey.
Oh, wait. What's really cool about this picture, you can see,
The photog in the helmet?
yeah, look at it, you can see everybody in the room. You can see the reflection in the helmet.
Here's what we should do. We need to fix the.
Look at how cool that is.
We need to fix the Epson scanner. We should scan some of this stuff
We
in
should.
and make the scans available to Epic
Look,
subscribers.
She looks really bored right there.
Here is an L-Cross booklet. Vax, have you seen this before? I assume you have. But check this out. And it's got
Vax is like, I wrote it.
I animated it. So for those who don't know, Vax Headroom in the room, he has one of these. This is really kind of cool. Check this out. It's got like these cool like little animated type picture type things. Yeah. And Vax in the room is an interview. He actually worked on the L-Cross project, and you can see his interview on Spacevidcast. It's a really interesting interview, and again, I'm going to guide you towards Epic because in his post show, he talks about cooler things like, what was it, the processor on the spacecraft, like they use G4 power. I'm sorry, they use power processors. I mean, it was just like it was. I almost said
how his song is on the moon.
Yeah, the song on the moon, and we got a copy of the song for download. Postcards that you can get just at the KSC. I've seen these before.
Those are kind of.
Can someone in the room explain what this is? Because I don't actually know what this is. This is the AGI viewer. It has got a disc in it. Yeah, this is what we do in post shows, by the way. We just go through boxes of swag.
I wish. That'd be nice. I'm just going to go through boxes of swag I just got.
Big, huge thanks to Jason for...
yeah, thank you, Jason. This is very cool.
So anyhow, and NASA stickers, we'll be giving these away. Ooh, which one's better? Oh, yeah, this is going to be tough.
Here, this is another Phoenix sticker.
So here's the one I held up before. There's the other Phoenix sticker. It is actually round. It'll pull out.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I don't know.
And what else?
It is kind of like coming back from Comic-Con.
It's fun. So anyhow, this box is a...
I love these stickers.
This looks cool.
Little mission stickers.
Holy cow, this is awesome. Check that out. SSME Incredible Facts. Shall we go over some SSME Incredible Facts?
We might as well. Do I
you
get
got one? Yeah, sure.
Sweet. Thanks to Pratt & Whitney for this. The maximum equivalent horsepower developed by the 3 SSMEs is just over 37 million horsepower.
The energy released by the 3 SSMEs is the equivalent to the output of 13 Hoover dams.
Space USMC, email me your address and I'll get that to you.
What's Space USMC want?
He wants the 129 sticker.
Oh, I see. We're just giving away. All right, so who wants what?
No, but I mean, there was 2 Marines on the flight, and so...
Sure, all right, that's fine.
I'm just saying.
What else we got here? We got...
If water instead of fuel were pumped by the 3 Rocketdyne SSMEs, an average family-sized swimming pool could be drained in 25 seconds. Scary. Crazy. That picture's hysterical because it's like
discharge pressure of an SSME high pressure fuel turbo pump could send a column of liquid hydrogen 36 miles in the air. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's awesome. I was gonna stop this, and you guys might be bored with this, but I'm fascinated by this. So here we got the crew of STS-130. Constellation program and canceled. Orion.
Dude, this is
canceled.
History.
This Ares like, canceled.
They're not making more
International
of these.
Space Station
This is
spin-offs.
very
That's
cool.
a really thin pamphlet for a really expensive structure. Sorry, I'll just give that to you. Oh, SDO is go right there.
Yay!
Yep. LRO L-Cross once again. Vax. That's for you. Mini RF. So anyhow. You know, I'm going to keep some of this stuff, just to be frank, but the rest of it we're going to give away. So watch our Twitter account at spacevidcast.com/Twitter. And what is...
Oh, Vax hasn't seen that one.
Which one?
The last...
All right, NASA facts.
Yeah, now you got to find
LRO, right there. There's LRO. There's GOES. Dawn. I don't know.
Oh, this is like...
You haven't seen that one? Oh my gosh. Look at this. We need to go down there. So here's what we need to do, guys. We need to schedule a Spacevidcast up for like something like STS-132, right? And the reason I chose STS-132, why did I actually, can the room tell me why I chose STS-132?
Because
Classroom. Classroom, tell me why I chose STS-132.
Geekier Girlie was going to 131, and we're totally going to miss her.
Oh, no, I know. But
in April,
she's not going to be able to afford to go to 2 because she's from Australia, right?
Yar.
Or Australia, as my mom likes to say. So, yeah. Be the Justin, you got it. It's the last flight of OV-104, also known as the best space shuttle.
Oh, it's like the SV Cup. Eh?
SV Cup.
SVC up. Looks like SV Cup. Well, it does. Anyway.
Colton turned it off.
Yeah, because everyone was using it. It was kind of annoying. So, anyhow.
So yeah, I want to go see the last flight of Atlantis. It'll be the first of the lasts. And it sounds like no matter what, the STS program is winding down. This is the end. There's not going to be an extension for it. Pretty much, that was it. President Obama was like, nope. The current program's like, nope. So I don't think Congress is going to be like, extension! So there you go. That's that. And so I definitely want to see STS-1. I'd love to actually set it up for STS-132, 33, and 34. Although I have a feeling that STS-134 is going to be a madhouse, like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah, it would be great to get like get a bunch of people at Spaceview Park and just kind of hanging out, doing the Spacevidcast thing. We got to figure out how we're going to continue to do our high-def broadcasting. And just out of curiosity, what would you guys think? And you're probably going to yell at me for even proposing this, but rather than broadcasting in rather than doing any broadcasting other than just putting the NASA stream online exactly as NASA has it, no graphics, just pure NASA. What if we did that and then we were just down there and we met all of you guys, anyone who was able to join us in person, and we all watched the launch without any extended coverage? One or all three of them.
That
or
could
do you
be
think
cool.
It could be cool, or it could be
Right?
an epic fail, right? I have no
Right.
idea.
It could. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
What?
So, well, the date, yeah, what's the date? The date keeps sliding.
Right now, it's targeted for May 14th, 2010.
But I believe STS-131 just slid, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's April now.
April.
So that could impact STS-132. I'm sorry, QG, you're right. It's STS-132, STS-134, and then STS-133.
Right.
I mentally go up in order because we've been kind of doing the whole in order thing for a while now. But QG, you're right. It's 132, 134, 133. Yeah. Yeah, Space Gun. I don't know if we can broadcast from Spaceview Park. That's the only thing. Anything else you guys wanted to touch on while we're here? I figured, it's pretty much just a post-show, casual conversation talking about all things space.
Because it's NASA.
It is NASA, right? They make even simple things like time confusing. When is the shuttle going to launch? Well, look at the 2 clocks on the screen. Why are there 2 clocks on the screen for a shuttle launch?
So today, I was leaving work, right? I was leaving my job, my retail job.
The man, keeping you down.
Whatever. I was, leaving my retail job at 6 o'clock. And, it's kind of a midday shift. So the people who were there for the night shift had already come in, kind of thing. And I'm leaving, and they're like, oh, yeah? Gonna, party hardy? Like, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, no, I'm not a big partier, really. And they're like, well, what are you
hardier.
doing? Right. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go home, going to pick up my husband, and then I'm going to go do a podcast. They're like, do a podcast?
What's a podcast? What?
Right. I'm like, I'm going to sit in a coffee shop. I'm going to speak into a camera and talk to a couple hundred people.
As NASA Edge likes to call it, a vodcast.
Yes. And they were like, really? I'm like, yeah. And then, that'll be uploaded later on to YouTube or spacevidcast.com, and then thousands of people will watch it. Mm-hmm. And they were like, wow. Mm-hmm. And what's this about? Space. What?
Like the space around us? What kind of?
Yeah, no. It was like thousands of people are going to watch you talk about space. Yeah. It was very funny. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand.
To Doc, exactly. Well, yeah, I think the name of the show is pretty self-explanatory. I love when people are like, well, I don't understand the point of Spacevidcast. It's space evangelism. Like, well, yeah, it's also video. I mean, it's in the title. It's in the title. And I had an interesting conversation with a friend on the plane as we were coming back, and it was about NASA, and we were talking about how NASA's budget was $20 billion, and he actually said something along the lines of, and it was just to goad me, I'm sure.
Right.
Something along the lines of, well, there's $20 billion we just flushed down the toilet.
Is this A or E?
This is A. Yeah, so you know already. He's just like, oh, stabbing at me like, oh, what can I do to make you...
He's probably drinking at the time as he's saying it,
oh,
too.
No, yeah, we're all plastered. So, you know, and it's really, frankly, it's really hard to justify NASA to non-space geeks who are just all about the numbers, right?
Right.
Because you're like, well, what do I get out of it? Well, what you directly, what do you get out of it? Well, you get a lot of technology in 10 to 20 years.
I was going to say, tell that kid his GPS. That's what he gets out of it.
Exactly, but, you know, I think his point is kind of, why do I have to spend that money? Why couldn't, didn't DOD put that up? Why couldn't that be done under a different budget? You know, I guess it's all kind of perspective, and I like everyone to kind of, I guess my Benny H's closing thoughts.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts by Benny H.
Take care of each other.
That's, I was just saying, be good to take care of each other, right? Yeah, that's the. To Wicked, did you see what To Wicked said?
No.
NASA, the only thing more complicated than females.
That's terrible.
Oh
man.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
So I guess it's something to think about is you know, how do we justify NASA to non-space geeks? Because as people who want to explore and continue out and kind of do the science and it's not just science, but it's kind of an emotional, I don't know what.
It's a basic human desire to want to go and explore.
So, but for people who are kind of like, meh, you know, how do you don't necessarily have to convert them, but what do you say in that scenario? Because I basically was like, well, yeah, we spend as much as NASA's budget in 1 year and 1 day in the war, which wasn't entirely true. It ended up being like 1.5 months or whatever it was, but.
Right, I always just compare it to, because people, usually when they bring up the numbers, they're like, we're spending all this money, we're not even going to the moon. And I'm like, actually, if you look at it percentage-wise, we're not even close. We're not even close to the percentage of the budget that was going towards NASA when we went to the moon.
Well, Geeky Girl AU brings up a good point. Why do we have to justify it to non-space geeks? Well, Geeky Girl, because in the U.S., NASA is a government program, and the people have a voice in our government, and so if the people start saying, well, why do we have NASA, let's get rid of it, then that's exactly what will end up happening over time. If enough voices say we don't want this, then there you go, it goes away.
Right.
So I think it's important to keep the motivation up, and you know, the non-geeks don't have to agree with us, but you know, people do have a voice. They really do. Every government has.
There's always one person who's louder than the rest, and they're usually the person that you don't want to be speaking.
Right. So it's, you know, and I can certainly see that. But then at the same time, why does it need to be NASA? Why can't it be SpaceX? Who, by the way, on the pad, stacked, pretty much looking pretty. If you guys haven't done it, go to space.com. They've got a pretty good article on. It's kind of a recap, so for you guys in the chat room, maybe not so much. But for any space newbies, space.com has a great article on Falcon 9, which is their spiely thing going up.
Rocket Racing League is hoping to do some
test flights?
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
This year.
Who's making, is that an X-Core vehicle? Do you know?
I don't know.
Anyone know whose vehicles those are? Is that X-Core?
I'll see if I can look it up.
Well, it's not, they have to be delayed. There's no way it's a SpaceX vehicle for RRL. Wait. Vax, you said F9 might lift off as early as tomorrow? Who said that? What?
Yeah, quantum, no joke, right? Yeah, Rocket Racing League inaugural show, April 24th at the Tulsa International Airport.
That seems like it'd be kind of cool.
How fun.
I wonder if we'll be able to rebroadcast any of that. Anyhow, actually, I want more information on. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, the cupola pictures that are coming through. They're amazing. Holy
cats! So if you guys missed it, it's still in the chat room. Leo Wong posted it right down there. It's in that really annoying bright blue color.
Thank you, Leo.
2 lines down. twitpic.com/141P1I. That is an amazing picture.
It's beautiful.
That is awesome. I think.
I mean, we mentioned last week that a lot of the astronauts now that they have the internet.
We've got the internet.
It's amazing that a little box on the top of Big Ben can actually reach up. Anyway, that they are sending twit pics now, and so it's very cool. Yeah, the twit pics that are coming off of the ISS right now are amazing anyway, but then the cupola pictures are just like...
Oh, they are.
Oh, they're incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Wow, that is awesome. All right. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I realize it was an unformatted show and not our style at all, so hopefully you're not too pissed off at us, but I figured a show is better than no show, and it was kind of fun to talk to you guys live. On demand? Meh.
Sad.
It was.
I love my on-demand peeps.
No, I know, but I mean, if they're expecting the normal like space news, you know what, Cav, could you at least do me a favor? Could you run the space news open? Run it just so they feel better. Credits! Revealed the credits. Yeah! We'll end the show right there. That's how we're going out, folks. That's what that was. Hey, they want to see the ISDC ad. You want to throw? I'm just going to talk over all the credits. You want to throw it on after the credits? There's a break. Run the break right after the credits. Here you go, people. Here's the Epic ad, which you should buy, and ISDC.
That's hysterical.
Not humming. They're telling me in the chat room that I'm humming. And I know my mic is on. I'm not humming.
Actually, Ben has a terrible sense of... Yeah, he's just terrible. So trust me, he's not humming.
We're going to let the ISDC ad play without us over it. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week.
Once upon a time, a special few dinosaurs were given a gift. Something that set them apart from everyone else. Flying. If dinosaurs could speak, the orthodox among them would have dismissed the entire notion. Big deal, they would have told themselves. There's nothing up there but empty space. Every good thing in your life is here on the Earth. Food, shelter, company, not to mention greenery. Up there is absolutely nothing. But a strange thing happened. The dinosaurs on the ground died out 65 million years ago. And the ones with the gift of flight, the ones who pioneered the empty space above their heads, well, they're called birds. What's more, there are twice as many species of birds as ground-walking mammals, meaning the flyers have found twice as many ways of making a living in the sky. And flyers, be they birds or flying mammals, live longer than groundlings. Is nature trying to tell us something? Is there another empty space waiting for the flyers among us? Come to the National Space Society's International Space Development Conference in Chicago, May 2010, and wave the other dinosaurs goodbye. Bring space to life by bringing life to space.